Well, good morning, kids. Pastor Al here. Thanks for joining me again. I really appreciate you taking a little time to drop in and say hello if you aren't able to come to us and see us on Sunday morning in worship, although I'd love to see you there too. Well, we do a lot of dog videos here because I like dogs, and I think dogs are pretty cool and wonderful, and I'll bet a lot of you have dogs of your own and you think they're pretty cool and wonderful. But let me ask you a question. Is your dog ever a bad dog? Does your dog ever do bad things? Literally just yesterday, my wife was looking for one of her favorite slippers, a nice little kind of rubbery croc, and she found it somewhere kind of hidden in the living room, all chewed up, thanks to our little corgi Caleb, who seems to like those kind of shoes. Let me show you a little video of some other dogs who are not on their very best behavior.
Who did this? Do you know?
What did you do, Aries? Aries. Who got into the trash? Aries. Did you do this? What did you do? Aries. What did you do, Aries? Aries. Were you bad?
What in? What in? เชื่อไปไหนวะไหนวะ มึงเข้าไปอยู่ในนั้นทำไม ออกไม่ได้ โง่
Now, look, let me tell you, if you have a dog, you know that a lot of times dogs do bad things. They make messes. They get into stuff they're not supposed to. They just misbehave and sometimes even get snarky with you. I have known people who have said, I would never have a dog because I had a dog and he, got in my garbage, or I'd never have a dog because one thing or the other. Dogs are wonderful, but dogs aren't perfect and they do bad things. And some people think because of that all dogs are bad. But you know that, there are some dogs that do occasionally bad things. And every now and then you run into a dog whose behavior is so terrible that you just really can't keep them. There are occasionally dogs that are really, really, really bad. Not very many, but it happens. So why am I telling you this? Something you probably already know well. Because it has a little bit of a parallel with what some people think about the church. I hope most of you think the church is a pretty wonderful, cool place. It has been for me. I will say that sometimes the church is not wonderful for some people. Every now and then, you run into someone in church who's mean or snarky or makes a terrible mistake. And it hurts people. Every now and then, you have a pastor or a leader who does something that they shouldn't have done. And it's hurtful to the church or hurtful to the individuals. You get older and you start studying history and you look back and you'll find out that in the past, Christians had sometimes done some things that were pretty awful, even in the midst of doing some things that were pretty wonderful. And there are going to be some people who say, oh, you know what? I could never believe in God because I knew these Christians and they did this terrible thing. Or I could never go to church because I went there once and someone hurt me there very badly. We don't give up on dogs because occasionally a dog does a bad thing. We don't stop eating out because every now and then we get a bad meal. We don't give up on things like our government because even our government make mistakes, or other governments do. We're imperfect. In fact, God knew we were imperfect. That's why he had to send Jesus Christ to live and die for our imperfections, for our own willful disobedience. And when we become Christians, God doesn't fix us immediately, but hopefully we get better. I hope that as you get older, that you will never give up on God, or never stop believing in the love of Jesus Christ, or never give up on the church because somebody hurt you, or you look back and you saw something they did that's wrong. Guess what? We're imperfect. We're always going to be until we get to meet God face to face. And until then, we're going to make mistakes. But everybody makes mistakes. Don't think just because you see one terrible mistake that everything else is ruined. We're not going to get rid of my dog because he chewed up my wife's sandal. Because basically he's a fun, good, loving companion for us. Don't give up on God because every now and then somebody makes a mistake in God's name. Hey everybody, getting close to fair and rodeo and the end of summer. Sorry to tell you that. Hope you have a good day. Bye.